Thank you for attending our webinar this evening. There's an art app for that. We are delighted to have Cheri Jorgenson, who is the visual art and digital art teacher at L&N STEM Academy. She has been teaching for 14 years, and she is a graphic designer with the 1982 World's Fair in Tennessee. Her own firm, and she had her own firm, Cheri Jorgenson Design. She was the 2012 Tennessee Art Education State Art Teacher of the Year. Okay, welcome, Cheri.
Thank you. I'm really happy to be here today. As Bethany said, I'm an art teacher in Knoxville, Tennessee, and there's an art app for that. It's a presentation that I originally created in 2012, and I've presented it at Knox County In-Services, at the Tennessee Art Education Association State Art Ed Conference, and also at the National Art Ed Convention. I continue to update and improve the presentation as new apps are available all the time that I can use to engage students in my classroom. So a little bit about me. I teach at the L&N STEM Academy in Knoxville, and we're a public magnet school that opened in 2011, so we're a very new school. We're in the beautiful L&N train station, which is on the site of the 1982 World's Fair in downtown Knoxville. My art room, which is on the mezzanine, is pictured on the lower left of the slide. And by the way, I was a graphic designer for the World's Fair and also had my own design business here later, but that's a different story. So a little bit about our school. At our school, each student is issued an iPad. They all belong to Knox County, but the students are able to use them throughout their high school career, so they have the same iPad throughout high school. We use the iPads to teach all of our classes. In fact, when I began teaching digital art and design here, I taught the entire curriculum using the iPads because we didn't have a computer lab available for the design program yet. Okay, so here's some basic app advice. When the students get their iPads, the very first thing they do is set up their school account with iTunes. So we had them do this with no credit card attached, and that way they can only download free apps. And they're welcome to use their personal accounts to charge apps, but not the school account. When the school purchases apps for class, they buy site licenses, and then we give the students their own access code. Of course, the first iPad lessons are about digital citizenship. So when your students begin working with their iPad, it's helpful for them to create folders for all of their apps. Otherwise, the home screen is a mess. So in art, we create folders for each main topic, like drawing, painting, etc. And there's so many good art apps and many, many free ones. So there are many good drawing apps like Doodle Buddy, Learn to Draw, Art App Free, Draw Free. But among the best are Sketchbook Express and Sketchbook Pro by Autodesk. Sketchbook Express is free, and Sketchbook Pro is about $5. One of the main advantages of the Pro version is the many layers and tools that are added for you to use. Express only has 3 layers to work on. The illustration at the bottom right was by Nikel, a sophomore, and was created for the PTA Reflections competition using Sketchbook Pro. Another very powerful drawing app is Procreate. Not only does it give you the tools to do a great illustration, but it also saves your history, so you can go back in time to an earlier stage of your drawing. You can also play the history so that you can see how the drawing was created step by step to create a video. This illustration was by my student Shelby when she was a junior, and it won a regional Scholastic Gold Key last year. Here are a few of Shelby's drawings from this year. She created these on the laptop so she'd have more control. She just won another regional Scholastic Gold Key this year for her portfolio. And the piece on the right, Twister, also won a silver key. There are also many good painting apps. Spray Can simulates spray paint graffiti. Hello by Oil Painter is also a good painting app. On this page are a couple of examples from Sumo Paint. They were done by Sean, a freshman, and he told me that he likes this app because of the great paintbrush tools that are available. One of my favorite painting apps is Foolproof Art Studio. In Foolproof, you can select a canvas texture and put one of your photos from your camera roll on the canvas. Then you can use a paintbrush tool to create painterly effects on your canvas. If you don't like what you've done, just keep working on it and change it until you do. Collage apps are a great way to combine images and text for student projects and can be used for any subject. My favorite collage apps are PhotoMess and PicCollage. Both apps are easy to use. Here's an example from PicCollage. All you have to do is tap on the screen to add a photo. You can bring up images from your camera roll and choose what to add. Keep adding images as desired. It's easy to change the background, and several backgrounds are available. Here are a couple of collages made from photos of our visits to the Knoxville Museum of Art, a short walk from our school. Another great collage app is PhotoMess. Some of my students prefer PhotoMess because it isn't quite as sensitive, so images are less likely to be moved accidentally. Here are a couple of examples of digital portfolios from Art 1. Students are required to do these for their final and write about their artwork in final exam critiques. PicStitch is a collage app that gives you a variety of options for your layout, depending on where you want your images and text. Most major museums have great websites, and many have apps as well. My favorite art history app, though, is Timeline Art Museum. It covers many major artists from Giotto of the Middle Ages to Warhol of modern pop art. Here's an example from Timeline Art Museum about famous American modernist Georgia O'Keeffe. There's biographical information as well as a number of examples of artwork from throughout her career. There's so many great photo apps. You should be able to manipulate your images in countless ways. Adobe, creator of professional design software like Photoshop, InDesign, and Illustrator, also has apps of many of their programs. Photoshop Express is a free app that lets you do basic manipulations to your images. Photoshop Touch is a much stronger version for $10. Here's an image of Knoxville's Sunsphere, our city's icon from the World's Fair. In Photoshop Express, you can crop your image, control the exposure, temperature, color saturation, and sharpness. You can also frame your images, touch them up, or remove red eye from portraits. There are a number of filters you can use to add effects to your photos also. Here are a number of student images that were manipulated on their iPads. Posterize is an app in which you can use one of your photos and break it down to highlights, shadows, and midtones. Each one of these can be made into any color on the spectrum. Pop Art Me is an app in which you can choose one of your photos and apply a filter to them to make them appear as pop art, impressionism, or cubism. Pixelromatic has many options for manipulating photos. It will allow you to filter and frame your image, but also has many fun special effects to add to your images as well. Since I teach at a STEM school, we focus on math and science in all of our classes. I start my Art 1 class on a geometric lesson that emphasizes radial design where students create mandalas. Here are a few apps that are great for creating mandalas. Math Art 1 creates beautiful geometric designs with the stroke of a finger. Mandala HD Light is a radial design that is constantly changing that you can alter by touching your screen. Mandalas is a drawing site that allows you to draw symmetrical designs within a circular frame. Some programs let the 2D surface of the iPad simulate a 3D sculpture. They take a lot of skill, but the results can be amazing. 123D Sculpt is an app that lets you use 2D to create a 3D type image. Since we don't have ceramics at our school, I like to introduce students to the concept in ceramics with Pottery HD Light. It lets you throw clay on the wheel, create ceramic pieces, fire and glaze them. You can earn more glaze colors and designs by collecting points through making forms accurately. Here is an example of a bisque unfired piece and the points collected. The image of the form at right is after the piece is glazed and fired. I hope you've enjoyed this presentation. Feel free to email me if you have any suggestions or comments. I would love to hear about art apps that you enjoy and use with your students. Thank you so much.